Hey, and welcome back to Real Housewife Recaps. Today, I'm covering Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 10, Black Ties and White Lies. What did you guys think of this episode? I'm going to try to stay positive. There were some interesting parts, but I have a weird feeling. It's the same thing I said last week. I don't know if we have anything here, you guys. What are your thoughts? I'd love to know. I definitely don't want to spoil any of the fun. So let's get into it and see what we think. So the episode starts off a little strange. We're at Camille's house. As you recall, her last house burned down due to the wildfires. And so we see her beach house. So I did a little digging, as I like to do. And I found that she purchased the beach house in 2016 for $6.55 million. Sounds like she's completely redone it and fixed it up. And that's where they're at. So here we go. We start off and immediately Camille is weird and Kyle, I always find weird. Their body language is weird. I don't understand this. Again, I'm going to try to stay positive on this, you guys. Just bear with me. But did anybody else feel like this was forced? This whole scene was just kind of fakey, and Camille is just being brought back because they really don't know how else to bring drama this season. Is it just me? Kyle explains that she hasn't spoken to Camille in months, not since she alienated all of us, but that Camille reached out the day before, and then Kyle says she wants to hear what Camille has to say. Camille explains that she felt attacked and enough is enough. They're referring to last year's reunion where Camille stormed off, and I just don't understand why Camille's back. Personally, I think we're getting a taste of the early season Camille, where she was just acting real weird and fakey. So then we cut over to Lisa, Rinna, and Denise meeting up for lunch. Denise says that they have a long history and it hurt her when Lisa called her a hypocrite. Rinna is saying how open Denise has been with the group, and she just doesn't understand. Let's talk about this part. Okay. So they're still arguing about this kids thing. I'm frustrated with this whole storyline. I understand both of their points of view. I understand that, of course, Denise doesn't want threesome talk around her children. But I also understand that it's a show and that she knew what she was doing when she invited the ladies over, that probably a fight would break out or adult talk or whatever. It seemed like she had spaced the tables out. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I know it's controversial. They probably shouldn't have said that. They probably should have sent the kids inside, truthfully, and then the ladies talk. I don't understand why the group is ganging up on Denise. It makes no sense to me. But I also don't understand why Denise. I'm a little frustrated. I love Denise. I really want her to work out. I don't understand why she keeps leaving every time there's a confrontation. That doesn't seem right or fair. I'd be just as mad if any other housewife did it. So I'm going to hold her to the same standard, that she should stay and fight her battles. So anyway, so they meet up. They're continuing their conversation. Rinna says Denise is using her kids in this argument. Rinna says her energy isn't matching what Denise is saying, and she's hostile and angry about it. I disagree with Rinna in a lot of ways, and she bugs me, especially later in the episode, but I do get what she's saying here. It does feel like Denise is maybe backtracking. Again, I love Denise. I know we all love Denise, I think. I mean, it seems to be in the comments. So I'm pro Denise. I really am. She seems a little bit more authentic than a lot of the other ones. But this walking away, this energy, and then this Aaron thing, come on, Denise, fix it. I really want to like you. Anyway, so it's awkward. They don't really make up. Denise to camera says, I don't feel like I can trust Rinna like I used to. So then we see Kyle. Here's my other issue with this episode. Kyle loves to be stressed out about everything. So what's Kyle stressed about this time? The party she's throwing. So it's a black and white party. She has this crazy manic energy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be hateful. I hate this outfit. I hate it so much. I think Kyle's a beautiful girl. I don't understand how she dresses a lot of the time. And this outfit kind of, it's just over the top. At least with Dorit, I don't always agree with how she dresses, but it's not this. This is pretty bad. So anyway, so Dorit ends up coming over and they're talking about the party. And Kyle tells Dorit that Camille's coming, and Dorit says, well, I know it's fire season. I didn't know snakes were out as well. Dorit says she can't trust anything Camille says. There's a flashback to Camille bringing up PK, saying he owes a lot of money to a lot of people close to her. I forgot about that. I mean, I remember about the owing money, but I forgot that Camille had kind of poked at that some. Whew. No, that's interesting. So I got to give Dorit the MVP of the season again. I'm really enjoying her this season. It's one of those things where I know she's a mess and can be messy, but I really am. I'm enjoying her this season. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I like PK. I actually like him later in the episode, which we'll talk about. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that. Then we go over to Garcelle and her business partner, Lisa. They're meeting with a potential director. It does not go well. Director totally redid the script that Garcelle and Lisa had put together, and they're just not happy with it. And to camera, Garcelle says, hell no, it's nuts. Here's my thought on this. I'm glad to see more Garcelle this episode because I feel like we just don't see her a whole lot in some of the episodes. But it felt like a Frankenstein clip. It felt out of place. It really didn't tell us too much about Garcelle and stuff. So I want to see more of her. I don't know if this is what we need or not, but I'm glad she put her foot down and said, hell no. And she said it took her a long time to learn to speak up for herself. So good for her. Then we go over to the day of Kyle's party. Everybody's getting ready. We have Dorit here in this dress, so I did a little digging on that. This dress is by a company called The Attico. I found it on Net Afforder. It's normally $2,015. It's on sale, you guys, for $1,007. Half off. It's a steal. I'm sorry, but I would look so bad in this dress. I think most people would. I thought Dorit looked nice, but it's kind of a crazy dress. So she had it in black. I can only find it in pink. So there's that. So Dorit is explaining to PK how Aaron's been inserting himself and making the girls feel very uncomfortable. And she asks PK to pull Aaron aside and to have a talk with him because this is something PK went through a couple seasons ago where he kept butting in, and he seems to have learned his lesson. He really doesn't seem to pipe up too much anymore. Interesting talk later. We'll talk more about it. So then we have the car ride with Erika, Rinna, and Eileen. Eileen is back as a brunette. I thought she looked beautiful. I do miss the blonde hair, but she's brunette for a movie. They bring up how Aaron's been interfering a lot, and Eileen says, you know I don't love that when the men get involved. Erika says she won't be accepting any more guilt, that she apologized and is ready to move on. I get Erika's point here. I really do. She did apologize. She apologized in the moment. She apologized the next day privately to Denise. And I think that's it. I mean, I personally think she's done all she can, and it's a little ridiculous that it's still going on. I know it's a sensitive subject. The women didn't behave right in front of the kids, but they apologized. What else? What can we do? Denise and Aaron are on their way. Denise is saying that she's happy to have a two-way conversation and talk to them, but if it's just this one-sided thing, she's not interested in it. Kyle is running around stressing about everything, as she loves to do. Mauricio, who they kept calling Mo this episode, stoned out of his head again. It's hilarious. It's funny to see. High as a kite. Not dressed for the party. Trying to help with pool lights or something. So I love Mauricio, so I think he's hilarious. Camille arrives with a blonde who looks exactly like her, and also a little bit like Aviva Drescher, I thought. They weirdly greet Dorit. Dorit pretty much ignores Camille, which I get. I can't say that I would act differently. Kyle walks the ladies through and shows them the silent auction items. They all look amazing. They're raising money for a children's hospital. They have prizes like a trip to the Kentucky Derby, 5-night stay in Mexico, which Garcelle ends up winning. We have a 5-night stay at Sandals, Turks and Caicos, Kylie Jenner lip kit and beauty basket. So lots of good items to bid on to raise money. Oh yeah, did I mention that Kyle said that this party costs in the 6 figures? Whoa, that's wild. So Eileen and Rinna are there at the party and they see Camille and her friend and they're hesitant. They're kind of talking about should they approach them. Rinna's like, F it, let's go. So she walks over. Things are weird and fakey at first. You can see Camille's kind of throwing her head up and hands up and laughing, and you know, there's big smiles like they're greeting each other. And then Rinna greets Camille with, "You're an asshole on Twitter. It's nice to see you. I don't have beef with you, but you're an asshole on Twitter." Rinna brings up the trash comment that Camille had called her, as well as when Camille called them a coven of witches. Rinna says she's not going to rehash everything. Camille says, "You just called me an asshole, so we're not good." Camille to camera says, "Who's the asshole, Rinna? It's you." Rinna to camera says, "Much like Denise, Camille is another one who doesn't take responsibility for her bad behavior. Bye-bye, see you later." Garcelle arrives, and I think she looks beautiful. I love the purple eyeshadow on her. She looks great. She arrives with a date. This guy that she had just started seeing, his name is Michael Elliott. So I looked him up to see what his deal is. He's a writer and producer. He's worked on movies like Just Right, Brown Sugar, Like Mike, things like that. When you Google it, it does say that they split in February, so that's too bad. We see Kris Jenner arrive along with Kathy Hilton, and of course Kim is there too, Kyle's sisters. Then Brandi arrives with her friend Mia. Kyle explains that she and Brandi are in a much better place. Brandi had posted a video of herself really upset, and Kyle feels like Brandi's a good person, just misunderstood. So we see Kim here, and then Denise and Aaron arrive. The women don't really want to talk to them, and Kyle goes up and greets them, and they're all sitting there kind of awkwardly. They bring up how she keeps bringing up that there were paparazzi at Sutton's event, and they're all denying that there was. We have the auctioneers going up, and they start taking bids on the items. We see a golf package valued at $23,000, and Dorit wins the bid with $17,000, which is kind of funny because it comes on the heels of Camille bringing that up about PK, and she's sitting nearby watching this happen. PK has a nice moment. Well, PK was nice to Aaron, I'll say it that way. I'll say this, I'm usually pretty skeptical about stuff like this, but I think and I feel that PK was trying to come from a good place. He's trying to give Aaron some advice about backing off, that it's hard because he understands the want to protect and defend your wife, but you kind of got to let her get in the mix there. Aaron is such a weirdo. He's just very hard to talk to. Even if he doesn't agree with PK, all he had to do was be nice about it. And I guess you could say he was nice, but he was just stone cold, barely a response, very hard to talk to. And I think PK's heart was in the right place. While I agree the men should not get involved, I understood the point PK was trying to make, that it's hard as a man to watch your wife go through this. But I didn't understand Aaron's lack of response. He could have just been more gracious about it and thanked PK for trying to help him. And that's just not what happened. So then we have a scene here with Denise where she's trying to pull aside Teddi, and hello, I forgot that Teddi was not in 99% of the episode. Hallelujah for that. Have you guys noticed she's barely been in the episodes lately? Like they're editing her down. Hopefully they're getting the message that she's the most boring person and they'll go ahead and move on from her. So Denise pulls aside Teddi and they're trying to talk. And Denise starts off by saying, it's been told to me by several women that I walk away. Then Camille walks up right in the middle of the talk. It's weird. I know Kyle kind of ushered her over there. Camille asks Teddi about the baby. And Teddi throws out this response that says, to be honest, you don't have to go through the pleasantries with me. I know you don't like me, so let's just leave it. And Camille saying, no. With Teddi, I felt, and believe me, I did not care for Camille at all this whole episode. But I felt like she was doing that thing again, where this is like her new thing, like with the invites where she's like, it's cool. You don't have to come. I don't mind. She's like, it's cool. You don't have to like me. I don't mind. She's trying to be less uptight, I think, and it's just coming across as extra weird. So I know I'm not a fan. I just didn't care for this at all. But it's left with Camille saying, no, and Teddi saying, I don't trust what you have to say. I don't have anything I need to get off my chest. Camille says, okay, and then we get the flash of next time. So in the next episode, it looks like Denise is slapping Brandi on the butt. Brandi calls Denise and Aaron codependent. Brandi says she wants to be a throuple with them. Rinna's daughter, it's ridiculous. She's making these demands for her home. Rinna's rolling her eyes. Rinna is saying that she's arranged something for the ladies in Rome, Italy. So that's exciting that they get to go there. Denise and Erika seem to get into it. The ladies are talking to Brandi, who says, you guys need to be careful with Denise because she's not who she pretends to be. So again, I think this is what they're hanging the whole season on. I'm curious to see what actually plays out and what's actually said. Some of you guys in the comments, I try not to read spoilers, but some of you guys in the comments have kind of told me that Brandi has completely backpedaled her story. So I'm very curious to see what actually happens on the show and what happens at the reunion and what comes out. So we'll see if we have something, but anyway, so that was the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. I am so happy to discuss it with you in the comments. If you agree, if you disagree, let's talk about it. I want to know what your thoughts are. So thanks again for watching. You can catch my Real Housewives of New York recaps. Of course, I'm covering Beverly Hills, Below Deck Med, and I'm doing last season's Potomac because the new episodes of Potomac will be coming soon and I can't wait. So thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me on Twitter at Real Recaps, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.